Hello and welcome to the Lesbian Lounge, a podcast for the girls who like girls. I'm your host and your resident lesbian big sister, Juliet Taylor, and I'm here to answer your guys' questions, give advice on your dilemmas, and of course, chat about your wildest lesbian dating stories. From crazy exes, lesbian breakups, we're going to cover it all. So grab a drink, get comfy, and welcome into the Lesbian Lounge. Hello, hello, hello. Guys, I just love that you all join me every week. Like, it actually makes me happy. So next week, I'm going away on holiday, but there'll still be an episode. Don't you worry, I've got you covered. But I don't like missing weeks of the podcast. I know obviously I'd not long had that break, but I had a breakup, you know what I mean? Your girl needed to sort her shit out. But I don't like giving you all breaks because I know so many of you like regularly tune in weekly, like whether you listen on the Thursday, the day the podcast comes out. Like one day I woke up not long after midnight on a Thursday and the podcast had already had like 20 downloads or something, and I was like, mind blown. But I know some of you like work night shifts and you listen to it as soon as it comes out to like get you through the rest of that shift. Like whatever it is, wherever you listen, whenever you listen, I'm so grateful. And yeah, I don't like to make you go without for a week because I know what I'm like with the podcast I listen to. I'm like, if there's a missing episode, it's like, oh, you've messed up my weekly schedule now. So we will be here with regularly scheduled programming. And yeah, just thank you all for joining me every week because it makes my heart happy. And I just love having you guys here. This whole community that we built is just lush, and it's not long until our next in-person meetup. So if you are wanting to take this online community that we have, maybe you're in the WhatsApp group or the Instagram broadcast channel, but you're wanting to come and join us in person, make some queer friends, you can join us at Pride on the 19th of July. We're meeting at 1 o'clock at Rusty's Show Bar, and we're going to be going between Rusty's and Pride. I know some people aren't buying a Pride ticket, so they'll just be in the bars, but myself and Natalie, who are organising, we're going to be dropping, what's the word? I don't know. We're going to be going between Rusty's and actual Pride. I don't really even know. I've never been to Pride. I think I've told you guys this. I feel like such a fake lesbian. I'll tell you what, the only time I've been remotely close to Pride was in London, and I was bridesmaid dress shopping with my godmother and her other goddaughter, and we like literally walked out the bridesmaid or the wedding dress shop, and there was just these like big floats, and it was, I'm assuming, just London Pride. And we were like, oh my God, this is so cool. And I was actually wearing like a rainbowy dress that day. So I was like, woohoo, it's Pride. That's literally the closest I've ever been to Pride. I think they've got some like acts on, some performances. It'll just be really nice to be in a safe space and to connect with so many other people. Hopefully meet some of you guys who listen to the podcast. Hopefully find some new listeners for the podcast. Should I get business cards made? You're like, I think you'd like this podcast. Or I should get a little t-shirt, shouldn't I, with like the Lesbian Lounge on. That's such a good idea. I'm going to do that. And oh my God, I can have a QR code on the back of my t-shirt being like, scan me to listen. Oh, that's so clever. I'm going to get on that as soon as I finish filming this episode. But yeah, that's going to be our in-person meetup. So if you're craving that like queer community, come meet up with us at Northern Pride. I know some of you as well, you might be going on your own and you might be like, oh, well, I don't really want to go to Pride on my own. Well, come with us. There's going to be a big group of us. Loads of people come on their own or they've never met anyone. And people who've come to our events have literally left with lifelong friends that they didn't know beforehand. Everyone leaves our events with at least 5 new friends. I think every time I've done one of my events, I've left with at least 5 new friends as well. So yeah, definitely come along and join us. And then after that, after Pride, I'm going to be heading over to the Raven in Clevedon. It's their opening night, so I'm going to be going for some drinks. So you're welcome to join us there after Pride, or if you don't want to do Pride, you just want to come up for some drinks, come and join us at the Raven in Clevedon for some drinky poos, and it'll be like it's their opening night. So come and support small businesses, and it'll be really fun, and I'm excited to see you all there. What other updates do I have for you all this week? Thank you all for the love on the episode with Jordan and Amy. There's definitely more guests in the pipeline, so keep your eyes peeled and your ears pricked. Is that the word? It's like when dogs like prick their ears up. Keep your ears pricked. That sounds rude. Perked. I don't know. Keep your ears open and your eyes open for some more guests. And yeah, thank you all so much for the love. It was so fun actually bringing some guests into the studio. I've only ever interviewed my guests like when we've not been in the same room over Zoom. So it was really fun to bring them into the studio, even though it is a small studio. So it was squishy because like this space that you see, like there was no more space. Obviously we moved the desk into the middle, and I had to bring in 2 extra chairs, so it was squishy, but it was so much fun. And I'm just so glad you guys all loved the episode, getting to know more about Jordan and Amy. Obviously they have their own podcast as well, the Scissor Sisters. If you don't listen and you're craving more lesbian podcasts, that's another great one. But we spoke about lesbian marriage, having kids as a lesbian, and we covered some really important things that I don't think are often talked about, like the mental aspect of it all, you know, going through counselling, making sure you understand what can and can't happen. How do you approach your child about it in the future? So if anyone's planning on having a baby with their partner, that's a great episode to listen to. Or planning a wedding, they had a really nice experience where they said, you know, they didn't feel like made to feel awkward for having a same-sex marriage. So I know some of my friends, they can't get Mrs. and Mrs. Obviously you can, but it's not accessible. Like I'm sure one place they said like, oh well, we could maybe order it in for you. And it was like, well, you could, but shouldn't you just have it anyway? Like, you know, we shouldn't feel like a burden. We should not feel like we're making people go out of their way to be inclusive. Maybe that'll be my next brand business. I'm going to start like a lesbian wedding company where there's loads of nice like Mrs. and Mrs. things, and it's not like all the same, because I feel like that's the thing, like George and Amy were saying, they got like the same wedding card from everyone because there's like such a small selection of what you can get for lesbians. So maybe that's my next business venture, lesbian wedding events. What shall we call it? I'll come back to you on that one. I'll have a think. But yeah, that was really fun. So thank you all so much for your support on that episode. I love when you guys like message in and tell me how much you enjoyed an episode. Like just seeing you guys download and leaving reviews and stuff like that makes me happy. But when you guys send me little messages, it makes me really happy. Like I got a lovely one a few weeks ago, and it just, because I always like, I know people listen, but when I actually can put a face to the name of someone who listens, it makes my mind go pew. Like I've told you, like before me and Lucy even met, she was like, I listened to the podcast. And I was like, oh my God, like no way, like people actually listen. And she still fancies me. Like, I don't know, it cringes me out sometimes, like knowing she's going to listen to what I'm saying. Like she was fuming. Was it 2 weeks ago when I called her Lucy Little Legs? And I've said it again, sorry. She was fuming with me. And I was like, sorry, not sorry. And like when we were getting together, I was like, I will have to update the podcast besties on our relationship. I was like, you know, they're my best friends. They need to know, they need all the updates. They need to know what's going on, what the crack is. And she was so cool with that, which is good, because I feel I probably couldn't date someone who wasn't like, who couldn't let me talk about us on the podcast, because it's literally my life. So do you know what I mean? That would be an issue. What else do I have to update you all on? I've been to a wedding. That was really fun. I did my first big drive to the wedding. So it was in, oh my God, where was it? Clitheroe. Never heard of it before. 2.5 hours away. So I set off at like 9, I think, on this Saturday morning. Skirt in my car, in my new car, because have I told you all this? I think I forgot to tell you all that I crashed my car. Whoops. It wasn't even dramatic. Like it looked really dramatic. If you look at the photos of my car, you would literally go, oh my God, are you okay? What happened? I hit a bollard going 10 miles an hour. It's really embarrassing, I know. Like literally, I just was too far over. It was completely my fault. Like I just wasn't in the right part of the road. I was too far this way. So I banged like the left side of my car into this bollard. But I didn't even bang. Let's rephrase. I was going so slow, I literally went tap. Like I'm not even joking. Was like, I'll just keep driving. Then I thought, I'll just check. Got out my car and I was like, oh my God, like it was so bad. So I rang my mum, she didn't answer. So I FaceTimed Lucy and was like, I've just crashed my car. And she was like, no, you haven't. And I flipped the camera around and I was like, I have. And she was like, what the fuck? Like, how have you done that? And the girl who was driving behind me, she got out of her car to be like, what the hell? She was like, you were going so slow. Because she was like, I was thinking, why is this girl going so slow? I'm going to honk at her. Because I was just leaving the car park going nice and slow because I was being safe. Clearly it wasn't. She was like, how's that happened? And I was like, I don't know. So I've got a new car now. and I drove to Clitheroe. I think it's near Preston, I don't know. Oh, pardon me. I'm not even tired, I don't know why I'm yawning. Yeah, drove there, went to the wedding, it was lovely. It was one of my, like, a long-time friend's wedding, which was really lovely. And then drove home that night. So I left the wedding, like, fairly early. I think I left the wedding at, like, 9:30. Drove home and then got into bed with my honey, even though it was all hot and sweaty in the room. So I was like, and I was, oh my God, let me just tell you, the wedding, I have never been so sweaty in my life. I'm lying, I have. But it was just like, ugh. And I was in this long, thick dress and I was like, I just need some air. Then you went outside and the air was humid. It was horrible. So I got home and I was sweaty. So I was like, Lucy, don't even touch me. So we didn't even really have a cuddle. I just like rolled over. So that was funny. Any other updates? I don't think so. My life is pretty, oh my God, my ring's stuck in my other ring. That was horrible. Pretty basic at the minute. I'm just like, my weeks kind of look the same. Like, dance teaching on the evenings, princess parties on the weekends, podcast normally on a Tuesday. It's a Tuesday today. No, it's Wednesday today. Podcasting a day later than normal. Podcasting, editing, filming content, like doing podcast admin, like they kind of look the same. The weeks are blending into each other, but it's nearly time for a holiday, a little vacation. I'm so excited to get away with Lucy. And yeah, without further ado, let's jump straight on into this week's episode. So this week's question of the week is, what is your sesbian lex fantasy? We mean lesbian sex, but I just like it being sesbian lex. I think it's funny. Okay, here we go. What is your guys' sesbian lex fantasies? Let's find out. So, I love a mask that dominates. Don't we all? Isn't that everyone's dream in life? Yes. My guilty pleasure has to be a little kitty on kitty action led by a confident girly. Yes, I feel like there's nothing sexier in the bedroom than someone who's confident and who can like take control and like not like lead you through it, but like they tell you what they want, they call you a good girl, like it, you know, you want someone who's like bringing that dominant energy. Like I just want to lay there and look pretty, do you know what I mean? I'm boring, so don't have one. That's so funny. Some people just like it plain and simple. Do you know what I mean? Just nice and chill vibes. Megan Fox, need I say more? You need not say more. Mutual masturbation. I like to be able to finish together. Very nice. My English teacher, fair enough. Gillian Anderson, is she the mum from Sex Education? She is, isn't she? Yeah, she's beautiful. I don't get the like MILF fantasy massively. Like some people, like I know one of my friends, I say friends, we haven't spoke for years, but like her thing is MILFs. Like she is obsessed with women like say over the age of 40. Like I can think like, yeah, pretty, but like I wouldn't probably want to have sex with them. But some people like they're into MILFs. Did anyone watch Olivia Atwood's show Getting Filthy Rich and they had the GILFs, like the grannies? Like, oh my God, crazy. I couldn't look, I was like this, peeking through the screen like this. It felt wrong to be watching that. Not sure. Eye contact, yes, I love a bit of eye contact. Sucking on someone's boobs, vice versa. Yeah, nice. I like that. Choke me and tie me up. Yes, I love that. We're getting kinky. The strap turns me on so much. Seeing someone wearing / using one. Have you seen the people who like obviously it's not a willy, but they're shaped like willies. But have you seen the people? I'm saying see. I've never actually seen someone do it, but I've seen people talking about it on TikTok, being like, oh yeah, like I'll suck the strap off. Like, and I just think, because that person is feeling zero pleasure from that. Like, that is not a part of them. That is like, they've literally put on a harness and stuck on a pretend willy. Like, surely suck on, like, I don't know. Personally, that would be a step too far. But if you enjoy it, you enjoy it. But yeah, I get the strap in general, yeah. I low-key love all the cringy good old ones, like, hello, where is Mrs. Plumber coming to look at my leaky pipe? I love that, like, knocking on the door, like, oh, I'm here to fix your leaky pipe. Okay, come on in, here's the bathroom. Oh, here's the bedroom. Honestly, this is so gay, but it's the moments during / in between rounds, like those moments where everything is funny, you're just snacking, then boom, right back in as if you didn't stop. And as for the deed itself, it's the little whimpers when you have them right on the edge, but holding off from finishing. I do love like an after sex cuddle. Do you know what I mean? God, my mum listens to this podcast. But I love a little cuddle after sex. I'm not saying more on that because Jill will be listening right now. Everyone say, hi, Jill. Hey, girl. I want to try and get Jill on the podcast. I think that would be so funny. The L word on repeat. Nice. Another Mrs. Plumber. I love that. I'm obsessed. Honestly, I don't know. My guilty pleasure is a really dom-fem fantasy group activities. Nice. A group activity. That's like, not Virgin Islands. Open house. Still crazy. Who was it I was telling? Who was saying something? I don't remember. But I said to someone, I was like, you should apply for open house then. I really don't remember who I was speaking to, but it was funny. All right, we'll do one more. And just want her to shamelessly flirt and take control. I'll be at her mercy for as long as she likes. I do think though, like there is something just so sexy about that person taking control and being dominant. And obviously some people, they find it sexy you being like the submissive one to them. I guess, I mean, it doesn't always have to be the masc and the femme, but for me, like a dominant masc, top tier. So Lucy's listened to this being like, yes, that's me. Honestly, I think in life, it takes you a while sometimes to find your type. We spoke about this with Jordan and Amy, didn't we? Like, especially in lesbian relationships, like men, I feel like there's pretty much like one general wash of men. Whereas women, you have the women who dress really feminine, they wear dresses and heels and skirts and get their nails done and have their hair done and their makeup done. You've got the sort of like stems, like, stems is in between, isn't it? Like, they're a bit feminine, they're a bit masculine. And then you've got the mascs who like dress like 13-year-old boy. And it took me a while to realise that that was my type. And now, like, you know, some people are like, would you ever stray away from your type? Like, I could never date another woman who's like really, really feminine like me. I personally just don't find it attractive, but I love that like Lucy finds it attractive on me, if that makes sense. But I couldn't date someone who's also wearing like heels and dresses and stuff. I feel like it's a recipe for a disaster, because if you've got one mirror in the house and you both try to do your makeup for a night out, it's bad enough like I'm trying to do my makeup and my hair and Lucy's trying to get her hair in a nice low bun. Like, we're already like arguing over the mirror and stuff, like, let alone both doing full glam and getting your nails done and all of that stuff. But if that's what you're into, if you're an Amy Spalding, femme for femme, then I love that for you. Shall we jump into some dilemmas? Yes is the answer. Let's go. Okay, I'm a religious girl and I fancy a girl at church. I love that. Yes, let's fucking fall in love in the house of God. Is that what a church is called? I think so. She's married. Oh, okay. That's okay. And seems straight. However, she sometimes gives off gay vibes. And I've caught her serving me naughty looks a couple of times. Because she's married, I don't want to rock the boat by directly asking her or making any moves. She's absolutely stunning and we get on so well. It's difficult to just be friends with her. What do you reckon I should do? Okay, I feel like the marriage is giving spanner in the works. Because if she wasn't married and you were like feeling these vibes and getting these looks, like, then the answer's simple, go and make your move. But I'm assuming, yeah, she's married to a man. So, I mean, we've had girls write in before, you know, saying, I've been married to a man for 5 years and I think I'm a lesbian. She could absolutely be one of those people. So how do we go about it without potentially looking like a complete dick, being like, hi, I fancy you, leave your husband for me? And she's like, what the fuck, I'm so straight, like, never come speak to me at church again. We don't want that. So maybe we just need to try and like try and speak to her about like her past, like see if she mentions any past girlfriends, past like flings with girls. Like, it's hard as well because if you only see each other in church, you feel like you can't really like talk about sex in church, can you? I don't know. But like, could you just like open up the conversation about like dating girls, or be like, oh, I've like, you could, you know, obviously because you are at church, you could be like, how do you feel about gay people within the church environment, the church community, like, and see what her response is to that. Like, because that could be a genuine question that you're just asking everyone in the church, being like, you know, I'm gay, I still come to church, like, do you all still accept me? Like, that's how you could get your foot in the door with her, see what she says. If she's like, oh my god, yeah, like, I don't care if you like vaginas or willies, like, I'm so down, like, I'm so cool with that. And then you could be like, so do you like vaginas? Like, oh, or just be like, have you ever slept with a girl? Like, just, you can make it like really nonchalant and low-key and see how she vibes with that. But potentially, obviously not saying religious people can't be gay because you're literally writing in as a religious person who is gay, but potentially because she is religious, going to church, and she is married, I feel like religious marriages probably have less room for like wanting to cheat and things like that, because that's like so against the what's the word I'm looking for, like so against the like the vows in marriage, do you know what I mean? Like, it might be harder to get in there with her. But like, if you genuinely like are so sure this woman is gay and has feelings for you, then you know you want to shoot your shot. I wouldn't just explicitly be like, I want to lick your pussy, because again, we're in the house of God and she has a husband, she's a married lady. But if you catch her vibe and you catch her looking at you and you're thinking, you definitely fancy me, then shoot your shot, see what happens, keep us updated, let us know. I'm so intrigued to hear what happens, so please let us know the crack. All right, next one. Hey, here is the story about my first big crush on the girl who also happened to be my best friend. Stereotypical, I know. We've all been there, haven't we? I fear we have all been there. We've only known each other for about 3 years, but we've grown incredibly close and still hung out a lot. Not long after we met, she came out as bisexual, and shortly after, I came out as a lesbian. So we're both a woman-loving woman, but she mentioned she tends to prefer men. Ew. Imagine preferring men over women. Weird. At the time, I didn't really mind because I wasn't crushing on her yet. But soon after, I started catching feelings. She made me feel really special, since she even invited me to her mum's birthday, which I saw as a pretty big deal. I mean, that felt kind of like the thing you'd only do with someone who really matters to you, not just a friend. Completely agree with that. Like, I wouldn't be inviting like any randomer to come out with my mum on her birthday. I feel like that space is reserved for like a partner or like a really close like family friend who's like known your mum throughout the years. So the fact that she's invited you is definitely a sign that like she really values your friendship and who you are as a person. A couple of months later, we were at a friend's birthday party together. At one point, we ended up alone in the kitchen. Ooh! At one point, oh, I just heard that. Let's try again. She got really touchy and there was alcohol involved, which made things even more confusing. I was sober though, and I swear it felt like she tried to kiss me, but I didn't go for it. I didn't want our first kiss to be blurred by alcohol, especially if it wasn't coming from real emotional feelings. That's really like big of you to understand. Like, she's drunk, I'm not, let's not do this right now, and you might not remember it, you might not be meaning it if I do kiss you and then catch feelings even more and you tell me it was just a drunken kiss and it meant nothing. That's going to break my heart. So power to you for like being the bigger person in that moment, because I fear I could not. If there was a woman who was sexy coming towards me with her lips, imagine, no, sorry, it couldn't be me. So well done you. You're a big person. Yeah, that's the phrase. Like, you're a big, brave person. Proud of you. We never really talked about what happened. Still, I've always felt this unspoken tension between us. I've lost where I'm up to. It never turned into anything serious though. A few days after that night, she started telling me about a guy in her class she thought was cute. I bet he's ugly. I'm not sure what her intention was in sharing that. Was she trying to make me jealous, or did she just see me as a safe space to talk? So now my question is whether I should get over her and just be friends with her, which can be pretty hard, or should I fight for her because there is something between us? I'm not sure if it can be love or just a really close friendship. Thanks for your help. I'm hoping we can sort things out soon. Greetings from Germany. Oh my God. You're from Germany, what the hell? Like, that's just what I mean. It blows my mind that people from all over listen to the podcast, and not just listen, like interact, get involved. Blows my mind. Shout out to Germany. Germany's in the house. GSM, yeah, GSM. If you don't know what film that's from, you're weird. It's from Pitch Perfect 2. Is it Pitch Perfect 2 or Pitch Perfect 3? No, Pitch Perfect 2. Pitch Perfect 3 is the one where they go to the army base and get kidnapped. 2's DSM. 1 is just the regular. I saw the sign and it opened up my eyes. I saw the sign. I could probably recite that whole film. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, even the riff-offs. Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be. Let's talk about sex. Let's talk about sex, baby. All through the night, I'll make love to you. Like, I could just do the whole thing for you. I won't, because you'll all get bored and stop listening to my podcast, and then I'll be sad. Okay, back to your story. So, the fact that, like, you felt her trying to kiss you, she didn't. I'm confused as if she literally went to kiss you and you pied her off, or you just felt like she was gearing herself up to kiss you. Either way, though, you felt something, and I'm sure she felt it too. So I think what we're going to have to do is, I think we're just going to have a conversation, because, like, you're both saying you felt this pull, but with the alcohol involved, and she didn't, like, we don't know if she directly, like, literally came towards you. So I think you just need to ask her, be like, can I just ask, did you feel something that night at Sasha's party? Because I can't stop thinking about it. I don't know if I'm just going crazy, if I felt like you were trying to kiss me. Like, I need to know so I can either move on from you, or so I can kiss you and fantasy and fall in love forever. Do you know what I mean? So I think just speak to her, and yeah, fingers crossed it works out for the best. But I think you just need to speak to each other and sort it out. And, you know, hopefully you'll be able to come to terms with it if it was a completely drunken thing. But I think you were so powerful in that moment to not let yourself let the kiss happen, because if you did and then it turned out to be just a drunken mistake and she has feelings for this boy from wherever she's met this boy from, like, then you would be in it so much deeper, because you've let yourself have that kiss, enjoy that kiss, catch, like, you can't kiss someone and not then catch feelings more. Do you know what I mean? So I think well done to you for, like, using your brain and taking a step back. But yeah, right, I understand how hard it's probably going to feel, but we're here for you, girlie. We're here for you. So sending love and good luck. Right, guys, I am going to wrap up this week's episode here. It's a slightly shorter one, but I'm having memory card issues again. So we're going to wrap it up here before the memory card does anything crazy, before it starts shouting at me and deleting the whole episodes, which it has done before. Thank you all so much for listening. Make sure you tune in next Thursday for a brand new episode. God, I've just skipped like half of my outro. What's going on? It's because my brain's stressed about it. Oh my God. Make sure you follow us on Instagram and TikTok at thelesbianlounge.podcast. Make sure you send in your dilemmas, your questions, your stories. Nothing is off limits. Nothing is too much drama, too much gossip, nothing's too juicy. We love it all here at the Lesbian Lounge. Make sure you leave us a 5-star review. Make sure you like, comment, download, subscribe, turn on notification bells, everything, so you never miss an episode of the podcast. And I will speak to you next Thursday for a brand new episode. I love you all so much. Bye.